Hey, what's up, you wonderful card fighters? Dragonic back with another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for you guys. Again, we have another premium deck list for you, and this deck is another one of my favorite decks. I guess I keep saying it on every single deck, whatever. We got Narukami Premium Vanquisher. So let's get started. Starting with the grade zeros, we got 17 grade zeros. We got one copy of our starter, which is Hard Rod Draco Kit. What did you? It's the card that gives you your early bind. So if your opponent starts guarding early or start filling up their drop zone early, you can just use that skill and initiate that early binding. Next up, we got 8 V crits. I initially ran 4 V crits and 4 of the Vanquisher crits, but it actually hurts to lose that plus 5k shield and plus 5k power, and also it doesn't keep coming that handy, so we're going with 8 V crits. Next up, we got 4 V heals, because again you need that extra power sometimes. And we got 4 drop PGs, because your grade 1 lineup is too good to actually reduce anything. Next up, we got 4 copies of Smashboxer Dragon. This card is our transit, but it's better than transit because you actually get to counter charge too. So it's pretty good. Free draws and free counter charge, free soul charge. It's a really nice, decent card. Next up, we got 4 copies of Rising Phoenix. I initially was running it at 3, but then I realized because every time you stride into your V Buster, you are actually directly binding. So Phoenix does come in handy. So I just made it at 4, and it's super amazing. Next up, we got 4 copies of Mighty Bolt Dragoon. Our Strike Fighters, obviously at 4. Moving to grade 2s, we got 12 grade 2s, which is 4 copies of Dragonic Death Sight. This is our Chatura replacement. I tried with Chatura. I initially ran Chatura. Actually, I wasn't actually reducing Chatura at any cost, unless one guy on the Facebook groups told me that you should try running that site over Chatura, and so I did, and it actually worked better because it's a 14k attacker. So instead of just the 11k that Chatura was giving you, you're hitting for 14k, which means you're hitting force numbers and excel numbers, so it's pretty good. And the first skill, you actually get to bind 2. Actually, you get to bind 1, and the 2 is the T double of 2. So that's pretty good. Next up, we got 4 copies of Recklessness Dragon, which is our free. It's a counter plus 1 to bind 1, and plus it's a 12k attacker, so really good. Next up, we got 3 copies of Plasmatron Dragon. Again, free bind from drop zone, and also it can hit some numbers if you're in certain situation. If you don't straight into voltage, and instead you go into some other cards, you can actually use that skill to still hit those numbers, and it's pretty good. Next up, we got 2 copies of Lil Lightning Helena, and it's a free draw. I first ran that grade 2, that is it Grizel, if it's pronounced that way, which lets you hit your rearguard along with the Vanguard. But to be honest, it doesn't come in that handy, and you're already finishing your opponent's field without that effect, so you don't need it that much. Next up, coming to the grade 3s, we got 8 grade 3s, 4 copies of Dragonic Vanquisher Sparking. Our MVP, like, this is our boss card, it's super good. And 4 copies of Dragonic Stinger Dragon. That's your first ride. You have to first ride your Stinger, then you have to ride into your Sparking. So Stinger will bind 1, it will give plus 10. You don't actually need the plus 10 because you'll be striding after that. It will get plus 5, it's a 17 attack on its own. It will give you an Excel circuit. And the 4 copies of Sparking we got. Sparking is pretty good because it's our main boss. Next up, moving to the G units. We got, first of all, starting G units, we got 4 copies of V Buster, which is our, like, it's a really good stride. You use its first skill to bind and retire, bind from drop zone and to get power. And the second skill, pretty dope too. It gives plus 5k to the front row, plus gains plus 1 critical and plus 1 drive. So that's pretty good too. Next up, we got 4 copies of Voltage. Voltage makes you hit numbers, like huge numbers, like 100k or something in certain situations. Next up, we got 1 copy of VMAX. Sometimes if you get the chance, it's not too consistent, like you almost never, but sometimes you get to finish the game with VMAX, and when you do, it's the best thing that ever happens to you. The feeling of you got like VMAX finish your opponent with that 1 damage, directly damage, that's so dope. So 1 copy of VMAX, also it attacks your opponent's units, rearguards with the Vanguard. So if you don't got your other cards to kill your opponent's rearguard, you can use into VMAX too. Next up, we got one copy of Closer Dragon. It's one of the best GPs, like maybe it's second or third best, because number one best would be Spike Brothers, and yeah, I'll put it at third or something like that. It's really good. Like it will hit you like 300,000, 200,000, or 100,000. This card can like really hit some numbers. Like sometimes if your opponent deck really retires stuff, you can just take all that, I don't know, 40 cards in the drop zone and throw them in the bind zone. That's really good. Next up, we got our G Guardians. We are running them at 6 cause impede. 2 copies of impede. This guy lets you. This is our Denial Griffin, but it's kind of weaker than Denial Griffin. At the same time, stronger than Denial Griffin, cause Denial Griffin only kills 1. It kills 2, but it lets your opponent choose. So it's really good. It's super amazing. And also it flips 1, so you can. It will let you get into Closer Dragon fast. Next up, one copy of Brahma, cause sometimes you need that plus 10k shield, but you mostly use it to flip with impede. One copy of Rithra, if that's how it's pronounced. Again, you only use it to flip with impede, but I like to have some options. Next up, we got 2 copy of Bulwark Dragon. This is pretty good, 2 plus 10k shield and also a retire. So that's the deck list, and hope you like it. And also I'll be doing other deck lists, so please subscribe to my channel to have more content like that. And I'll see you soon.